Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Pana Gringo. That's right, the podcast for living in Panama. And as you know, my name is Austin Hess, COO and lead relocation specialist with Do Panama Real Estate and Relocation. And we just love helping people move to this beautiful country, find amazing real estate options, and of course, everything in between, from finding doctors, schools, relocating pets, furniture, or vehicles, really anything that can come up, we love assisting our clients with. And today, I have some awesome guests to not only talk to us about medical, but also the real estate market here in Panama. We're gonna have one of our favorite developers, a representative from that developer is on the show with us today. But first, we have one of my favorite doctors. This guy is so amazing, not just as a doctor, but as a human being and as a friend. Dr. Alejandro Contreras,
how's it going,
nice
Austin?
to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you, man.
And it's so great to have you here. And I really want to just, get into the understanding, the new form of medicine and the awakening is, modern medicine is so important. When you need a medical procedure, it's very important. Obviously, go take care of those things. But if we can prevent these things and using preventative lifestyle changes, ways of life, medicines, or even testing to get a handle on things before they even become a problem.
Yeah, and I think it's important. As you said, I think there is something that is growing up. I think people are getting more conscious about their health. And they're starting to realize, which is true, that you don't have to go to the doctor only when you're sick, right?
Of course.
I think the most important part of being a doctor is to help people to prevent them to getting sick, right? At the end, our job is to help them to understand where they stand right now. So is there any problem that we can fix before getting any infection, before getting any sickness, we can help them with?
Well, and a lot of the diseases are preventable.
A lot of them, most of them, I think 80% of them are preventable, like diabetes, obesity, dyslipidemia, which is a high cholesterol. I think most of them, you can prevent them. The thing is that most of the people don't have a guideline or they don't have someone to guide them in order what they have to do in order to prevent that. So we're trying to help all the community in order to be healthier. There's a growth community on wellness, which is great. And at the end, I think that's the one thing that we have to do, or we have to do as a doctor, and we have forgot about it. We usually help patients when they're in the hospital. We don't have to get through there. We can prevent them, and that's our final goal, to help people to prevent getting sick, to help people to be healthier. And, at the end, you don't have to go to the doctor only when you feel bad. You can go to the doctor in order to prevent you to feel bad. So
I love it, and I think that this is so important. And again, I feel like this is something that's coming up in a lot of situations. You have people doing stem cells, you have people doing NAD, which I want to talk to you about. Just so many different procedures and influences on the body to keep you healthier.
It is true. And at the end, I think most of the things that we have to try to do is to understand that it's not only about taking medicines. It's also about the way that you eat, the exercise that you're doing, the connectivity that you have within yourself, how much water are you drinking? And at the end is how much alcohol, is there any drugs in your system? So at the end, I think these main things, or those things that feels like they're not that important, are the ones who build at the end part of your health.
100%.
So I think that's very important. We try to focus on those areas. And it's not that, when someone is sick, it's not that we don't help them. But as I said before, I think it's better if we can prevent you from getting into that part.
I love it. Absolutely. And, I want to talk more about your clinic. And
sure.
Again, I definitely want to get into this NAD because this is hot.
Yeah, definitely.
It's something I've been doing. But first, I want to talk a little bit about you. I want to understand what inspired you to be a doctor and really focus on this form of medication, this preventative health.
When I was studying my high school, it's amazing for me. For example, when you're an architect, you know how to build houses. When you're engineering, you know how to build bridges, or depending on what you're going to focus on the streets. So I was wondering also, wouldn't it be amazing to understand the body, like how it works? Not only the idea of it, but all of them. Like, why do we breathe? How does our heart beat? So everything that is within ourselves, and by having that information, be able to help people. So when I was in fifth year of the high school, or the sixth year, when I was a senior year mostly, I realized that was my passion, to help people, and not only by talking to them, but understand what is the thing that hurt them the most. And most of them, it was because they were sick or their family member died about something. So that was what inspired me specifically, like in order to be a doctor mostly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have an addiction for helping people. Obviously I've had publications in my past.
Yeah, that's true.
Helping people, and now finding this addiction or scratching this addiction that I have for helping people through the form of connecting with the best real estate
Definitely.
agents, both our in-house and our affiliate agents. And again, everything that goes along with moving to a foreign country. It's not easy finding a great doctor like yourself.
Thank you.
It's these are things that that I pride myself on. Like one of my favorite things is after a client's been here for 10 months, a year, 2 years, and I see them at a restaurant and their vibe, their energy, and this, like, they tell me about their life and how it's come to fruition
For sure.
here in Panama, and it's just like, wow, this is the high. That's the best part.
I agree with you. And at the end, I think if we can help someone to, it's not only in the medical part, but in any other fields, that whenever you help someone, you feel gratitude about it, right?
100%.
If you're not here to help people, why do we?
What's the point? That's the point of life. I
Yeah.
love it. So I definitely want to talk about your clinic. Again, I want to know, obviously, your services, kind of the
Sure.
things that you focus on with your clients, but also, or your patients. I want to know more about, this preventative approach and what you guys do in your clinic.
Yeah, so basically, I have a partner. His name is Charles. So we were at med school, basically, and we saw there is a huge lack of integrity in Panama, mostly about the preventive medicine, right? We see a lot of doctors that they work at the hospitals. They basically are in the ER. So we're very used to get people to be hospitalized. So there is, I think doctors don't explain to patients that much because they don't have any time, or I don't know why, but most of our colleagues, they don't do this preventive thing, right? They usually are endocrinologists. They usually are gynecologists, urologists. So when the patient got to them, it's because they have something. They have an issue in the thyroid. They have an issue in the bladder, prostate. So I don't see anybody helping the people who doesn't understand what they have, or the healthier people, right? So when we were at the med school, we saw that every time that they teach you something, it's about the hospital. It's never about preventive things. Like, hey, if you have diabetes, you have to take metformin. If you have dyslipidemia, you have to take statins. So it's always about the issue, but we never got to the place where it's like, hey,
Core issue, yeah.
why if we prevent that to happen?
Of course.
So when we do the internship, because in Panama you have to do 2 years of the internship, one in the city and the other one after you graduate from med school, you have to do 2 years, right?
Yep.
So one is in the city and the other one is in the rural area, which is a province that you have to do it. So we did that, and we realized there is a huge lack of preventive medicine, and nobody's explaining to the patients what they have to do in order to prevent it.
Like,
having
stop
diabetes.
drinking beer, like 600 beers every single day.
Exactly. Or, hey, the metformin is not working, but why isn't it working? Because you don't eat the proper things that you have to eat.
Of course.
So it's not only about the medicine, or the pills, it's also about the way you're living.
Because, the body's complex, but it really is simple,
It really is simple. And I'm not saying that I'm against medicine. There is a moment that you need them.
Of course.
But also we realize that also there is, like, most of the people here in Panama, they don't have like a primary care physician, right? So that's something that we used to have it back then. In the US, I think it's very common to have it.
Yeah.
So here in Panama, we don't. So we start thinking, like, how can we help people to guide them in order to be healthier?
Love it.
So that's when we found ProCare Clinic. And the thing about ProCare Clinic is a preventive medicine place, but also a walk-in clinic. So the way that it works, it's to guide the person who walks into the clinic in order for them to understand what they have to do in order to have a better life. And as you said, so most of my family live in the US, so I know what it's to be a foreigner. So when you're in a country that you don't know the doctors, you don't know where to go, you don't know the language, which is another thing definitely. It's hard to find a place where they can help you with everything. So that's our goal.
Well, and I love it. Even your front end staff, they speak
Exactly.
English, and obviously people feel really comfortable coming in.
And at the end, we are trying to build more like a doctor-client-patient relationship, is to build a family in ProCare. So we want to help them all. I'm being able to see many patients through the years. We opened in January of 2023, and after that, it has been an amazing reception of our patients, honestly. And mostly because we try to help everybody. We try to help them with everything. So our main goal is to have a place where you can find anything. So we provide ultrasounds. We provide electrocardiograms. We have many specialty. We have internal medicine doctors, urologists, surgeons, dermatologists. So we try to help them in the same place. And all of our doctors and all of our staff, they both speak English. Like everybody speaks English. So that's our main goal, is to help our community to grow, and not only the Panamanians, but also the people who are becoming Panamanians that are not in the country.
The
right?
Pana Gringos.
The Pana Gringo EP6, exactly. Because at the end, when you get to a new place, it's scary. You don't
Yeah,
know,
of course.
you don't know anybody. So we try to help them and to guide them through all the process.
I love it. And you guys are great, and I love what you do, and your staff is amazing. And you guys got me on this NAD. So let's talk a little bit about NAD, what NAD does for the body, and what am I trying to accomplish by taking it?
So basically, NAD is a very new thing that has been going on. The NAD word stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. So basically, it's a molecule, it's a coenzyme that is in your body. The way that it works is that it helps for every process of cellular regrowth. Mitochondria, it helps for energy, it helps for mental clarity, and it's a coenzyme that is involved in all of this process, right? So the older we get lower levels because it declines the level that we have in your body, just because we age. That's why when we were younger, we were able to play soccer, we were able to do exercise, and afterwards you were feeling fine. Now, when we get older, we feel the soreness in our body, we feel some muscle ache. So NAD is involved in all of these processes. So the way that it works is by putting NAD through your vein, you're basically giving more energy to our body, helping to repair cells quicker and helping to regrow the cells and to help with mental clarity. The more NAD that you get in your body, the best you're going to feel. It's an anti-aging thing because it helps to repair cells, basically.
Awesome. I love it. And that's exactly what I'm looking to do at 43 years old. It's like, again, I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
It's time to obviously take things more seriously. And, lifestyle changes, obviously going through a lot of those.
Definitely.
And working out every day, boxing a lot, running a lot, hitting the gym, eating super healthy.
And I always say to my patients, it's not like something magical. I mean, in order to the NAD to work, you also have to improve your lifestyle, doing more exercise, eating the things that you have to eat, drinking enough water, sleeping the amount of hours that you have to sleep, because that's another thing. People forget about, like, sleeping is part of the deal too. But yeah, NAD is a growing research that we're doing right now. There is a lot of promising studies that have shown that it helps a lot to repair the DNA itself. So we're working through that, and every patient that I have put some NAD, they all feel different. You're one of them. So you can.
It's awesome stuff. Definitely anyone that's interested in NAD or getting to know Dr. Alejandro or his staff, all of their contact details are in the text of this post. So make sure to look them up, schedule your appointment, and go meet the doctor. He's an amazing human being.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we are here to help. As I said before, my first goal when I started the med school, it was to help people. We are focusing in that area right now. We help people to establish here in Panama on medical terms. We also help them to guide them in order to see, let's say they have something, they have an illness, and they don't know what to do about it. Come to our clinic. I promise you, we're going to do our best to help you. And if we have to refer you to a specialist, we have every specialist that you may need, and they all speak English. So
awesome, my friend. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on the show today. Now we're going to move over to Liz Larquette. This is one of my favorite young ladies in the country. She is just absolutely amazing. She's been a friend of mine since almost day one. I mean, it's been 13 years. And, since we founded Do Panama, my business partner and I, we've worked a lot with her company. They're a top developer, if not the best developer in the country. And recently, I mean, they've done over 160, 170 buildings throughout their years of developing in Panama. But the big focus has been on legal Airbnb. So I definitely want to get to know Liz and really jump into this legal Airbnb. Why is it so hot, and why is the developer focusing on this market so much?
Well, thanks so much for having me here. It's
Of
wonderful.
course.
And that Dr. Alejandro's here makes it even better.
Right?
I've had him saved in my phone as Dr. Amazing for like the first year of using him, and I keep forwarding him to clients as Dr. Amazing.
It is
anyway, great to see both of you. Yeah, I mean, that's the new global trend. I think worldwide now, we had that big rage of like Airbnb and everyone's staying in Airbnbs, properties that are owned by individual owners. And what we kept hearing in the market was people are missing out on the social areas, the services, the standardization. So now a lot of developers globally are moving more into the branded hotel concept or the Airbnb approved concepts of where you go into a building, you know that you're going to have your own kitchen, you know that you're going to have all the amenities like in an apartment, but you've also got the social areas and all the, the bells and whistles that you have like in a resort or staying in a hotel.
Of course. And I love that you bring that up too, because, obviously it's one thing to look at the end user, the clients, and, adjusting to understanding like, okay, it's not just a normal apartment. This is actually an A+ apartment with A+ amenities in an A+ location, which again are all very important things when going on a vacation, doing medical tourism, doing some corporate stays. And, one of the things I think, we've worked with so many clients from Do Panama with your company, and you guys are so amazing with all of our clients and with all of our in-house brokers, is that, a lot of our clients are choosing this option because they're looking for that plan B, and they don't know if they want to live in Panama full time or if they just want to come down. My father, he's here right now, and he's talking to me the other day and saying, hey, I just want to come, 4 to 6 months a year. And I'm like, well, don't buy a house. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody's taking care of it. You're not making money off it. Why would you do that? I mean, you could, your customers could be paying off your property over the next 10, 15 years. And it's a free house then in Panama. So let's talk a little bit about, obviously this opportunity and the clients and how you're working with them.
Yeah, so like a lot of people too, they want, like you said, plan B. They want something that they can rent out when they're not here. But it might be a country that they've never been to before. They might not speak Spanish. So the great thing about doing this concept is that you've got on-site management. So it's like llave en mano, like key in the hand. Pretty much you've got on-site management.
Easy peasy, just collect the money in your bank account.
When you're at home, you can be making money. The main thing that people are also concerned now is they don't want to just leave a property without being managed in a home in the middle of nowhere. Who knows what's going to happen? So people do
just the humidity or anything. No one's using it. Again, making money off it, it's great, and having that property managed, and again, generating income on a monthly basis, or you can come live in it full time. A lot of people are choosing properties that they say, hey, maybe I'll come and live in it full time for 2 years, travel the world for a year, have grandkids. Life happens. So it's obviously a great investment opportunity for anybody that's not quite sure exactly what the future holds.
And I think also talking investment, I mean, we all know the best ROI is going to be short-term rentals.
Of course.
And in Panama, you can't do legally short-term rentals. You can't do under 45 days. So kind of what happened is we had a massive construction boom here in Panama, and everyone was popping their properties up on the third-party websites, right? And there was no regulation. So now the government came in and they were pretty much like, we're going to ban short-term rentals. You can only do long-term rentals because they want their tax. They want their hotel tax. So now the developers have found the loophole. They're like, okay, let's start doing projects.
Let's build a condo hotel.
Let's build a condo hotel.
Register it. It's like, because
Exactly.
even if the laws change, like people ask me all the time, like, hey, I went out with your broker, but like, I just want to make sure, like, if the laws change or they stricken the laws, is there going to be an issue? It's like, that's like telling the Hilton Hotel they can't.
That's it.
No, it's like it's registered by the developer with the authority of tourism as a condo hotel. This is forever. This is the identity of that building, that project.
That's right. And investors are going to get a better return on investment. And like you said, it's a property that they can use part-time. So it's kind of win-win for everyone. The government makes their hotel tax, So there's not that many properties like that in Panama. The developer that I work for, Empresas Burn, they're the largest developer in Panama. They've been around for over 45 years. And they follow global trends. The owners are continually traveling the world, finding global trends in terms of finishings and social areas. And global trends, the global trend is definitely doing the branded properties and the condo hotels. So talking more about branded, so what they do is they go in and they buy the brand from one of the large umbrellas. So at the moment, Empresas Burn have got a project, it's a Western Residences. So they've gone in and they bought the franchise from the Marriott Group.
That's
so
amazing.
We're talking a branded project, a beachfront branded project with the license for short-term rentals and a brand that
it's worldwide. Worldwide
worldwide
everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And it's also very important for people to understand because, when I was raised, my parents were all into this timeshare thing. This is not a timeshare. You own the property.
Absolutely.
This is your property. It's either in your name, which, you talk to any of our attorneys that we work with or myself, I don't recommend keeping your name. It's better to have it in a foundation or a corporation, just so when you pass away one day that, your bylaws state exactly what happens with your property, who gets it. I mean, even in my bylaws, like some of the properties that foundation owns, my kid can't sell it until he's 35, and it's like, it's awesome to be able to structure that and understand, as we get older,
Can I be your child?
Yeah.
Can you put me on your foundation?
So, it's just, it's, again, this is really what Do Panama is all about. It's like helping the buyers, connecting them with our best in-house realtors, our affiliate realtors, amazing developers like yourself, which, again, amongst many other things. Again, I want to talk about a little bit too, because, a lot of people will think, well, we go to Do Panama and then they take us to the developer. What's the value? Like, aren't they going to charge us more because obviously they're paying a commission? So a lot of people think this stuff. This is a lot of things that happen in the subconscious. But for me, I see it through, what I communicate through our brokers and through you is that it's the contrary. Usually we're getting better deals for people. We're getting them a better floor. Obviously, they're being first-class services, airport pickup. We do so much more. But I'd love to hear from you some of those things where's the value for them coming to Do Panama?
Yeah, I think it's not reinventing the wheel. Like you guys have got the expertise. You know how to get it done. And if you're coming from another country, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, you guys are like the Rolodex, the hand-holding Rolodex, which I think is what people need because it's intimidating buying real estate in another country or moving to another country and putting all the dots together. And you know the market and you know what is going to be the best fit for your client once you've interviewed them, once you've spent time with them. So you can filter out and see what project is best for them. Are they a pure investor? Are they a plan B investor? Are they someone that wants to live full time?
Because some people are they're like, well, I want to live there 3 months a year. Like, well, yes, the money part is important, but the most important ROI in life is life itself.
Exactly.
Like, where are you going to be happy? Are you going to be happy in Costa Este? Are you going to be more happy in Bay Vista? Or should we go across the bridge to this amazing Westin Residence by Marriott project, which, again, a lot of Do Panama clients are going for.
That's right.
I mean, I have family members that are looking at this because, again, it's such an amazing project, not just because it has an amazing developer, not just because it's an amazing location right outside the city with all the amenities of the city where the metro's now about to open, on a beautiful beach with ships waiting to pass the Panama Canal, but it's also a Marriott branded project. It's going to be on the Marriott website. I mean, that's huge.
The reality is branded's branded. So you've always got to think about your exit strategy. So later on, maybe Panama's not for you, or maybe you want to move into something else. The great thing about branded projects is they tend to appreciate 25 to 30% more than non-branded. So if you're looking to sell your unit in the future, you know that the property prices are going to go up. You know that it's going to be easy to sell because of the brand itself. And I think it's also important to note, if you're looking at investing in Panama, I mean, it's a small country. And you guys work out which place is the best fit. And you can go, okay, I want a condo hotel. I want to make the most of this short-term rental license, high ROI, perhaps a branded project. And then you can go, okay, then property in the city or property in the mountains.
Well, guys, my favorite is like people are like, I want to live under this palm tree. Then I have a conversation with them. I'm like, hey, you know what? That palm tree is a great place to visit. Once a month, for a few nights. But what I believe is this is going to be the place for you, and this is why. And again, I get to have these conversations with so many clients. Before I put them on with one of our brokers or one of our affiliates, I get to have these communications. I love this. This is my favorite part of life. I love being able to help people and, again, put people on the right path and make sure their T's are crossed and I's are dotted. There's no title insurance in Panama. There's little things, obviously, with cultural differences that's why, I do what I do and connect people with the people I connect them with. Because there's a lot of people that I don't connect them with. There's 33,000 attorneys in this country, and probably 95% of them I wouldn't personally recommend. Not as people go have a game of golf or a cup of coffee, but for your
I
legal
think
advice.
Not reinventing the wheel really is the way to go, isn't
100%.
it? You know. But what I love about Panama is the country's small. I mean, there's a lot of development happening up. Well, a lot of people are actually moving up to the Boquete area, and that's the mountain.
Well, you have a
area.
great project out there, no?
We do. So our top projects for investors at the moment in Panama is definitely that Western Residences, just 15 minutes from the city, and the Pino Alto project up in Boquete. And Boquete is for people that want the cooler climate.
Of course.
And I think Dr. Alejandro would probably have no job if if he opened up a clinic up
That is
there.
true.
People are so healthy. I mean, that's the breadbasket of Panama.
Of course.
And I've had clients. I had a client this year. She came here with her 90-year-old mother. And when she came, her mum was having nosebleeds every week. She was in the emergency ward every week or two. This woman is now off her walker, not having nosebleeds. I've got goosebumps. And
It's a beautiful thing, right?
It's
It's
the warm
amazing.
weather. It's the
The
it's
less stress,
healthy
there's no
food.
hate, there's no drama, like all of that weighs in on you.
Yeah.
And I have to mention, all these projects that we're talking about, guys, we have done videos on this. You'll see these videos. Most of them in the thumbnails have this beautiful young lady in the picture with me. So just scroll down through our old videos. If you want to reach out, obviously reach out to myself, to my team. We'll send you all the links. We have Generation Tower, we have Western Residence, we have Pino Alto, we have Seaside, we have Uptown. All of these projects that this developer has in the works right now, we have already done a video on. So just write us. Remember, you can reach out to my team, info@dopanama.com, or you can send me a WhatsApp message, a text message, or call me at +507 6767 9710. Guys, it's been so fun having you here today and talking to my good friends. This is my favorite part about Panama is the people. Liz is from Australia, obviously. You can hear by her beautiful accent. Dr. Alejandro, he's a doctor. It's a perfected profession. He's obviously a Panamanian. And it's just so beautiful, the mixture of cultures that come to this country and call this place home. And we, again, thank you for allowing us expats to come here and be Pana Gringos and share our love for your country and help other people out there come discover this beautiful place. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show today. And until next time, ciao.